been trying to just sit with that, with just being okay, because I think so often the way that I cope with stress is by running away from it, is by being in motion, which I think in some ways is good. I've never eaten a raspberry like this, I'm peeling it apart. But recently, I've just been trying to be still, which has been challenging. I say as I mentioned that I'm leaving town again. But I'm excited because I'm going away with some good friends. Some of my really closest friends here. And I feel like I've been pretty disconnected from my community where I live, just because I've been out of town, and just a lot of heavy things happening over the past couple of months. And I don't know, I find it really hard to be seen when things are hard. And that's been like a big learning of the past couple of years. The past couple of months. Also the past couple of years, I guess. But this past year has been like a crash course in it. And anyway, but I'm excited. We're gonna go to the mountains, and it's my dear friend's birthday. He's a Virgo. He's a consummate Virgo. He's amazing. I love Virgos. I feel like Virgos get shit on a lot, but man, I love me a Virgo. They're so weird and they're so cool. I don't know. I am looking forward to Virgo season, though I think it coming like at the end of Venus retrograde and the beginning of Mercury retrograde is like tough. But yeah, I'm curious how your Venus retrograde has been going. Venus just doesn't retrograde as often as Mercury, which is why I ask. Oh my gosh, I have this really big fear about raspberries, that there's gonna be a spider inside of the raspberry. I'm sorry if that wasn't a fear that you had before, and now I've like unlocked a new fear for you. But this is always my fear. I don't know why. But yeah, I was really curious. I've tried to film a video about Venus retrograde sister-in-law and her sister-in-law's brother. Nope, that's not right. Her sister-in-law and her brother. Yep, there we go. And like two of their friends, who I can't remember if I've met before. And then like a bunch of all of our friends, but who are all like a couple of years younger than us at least. And I just think it's so interesting. Like, I don't know where you fall in the like single to married continuum. You'll probably know where I fall, but I think it's so interesting being like getting into my late 20s and like, you know, they're like, some of my friends are married, some of my friends are getting engaged, like some of my friends have been dating their honey for years and years, like, and like so many of my friends are also single, and it's just such a weird time of life, because like I love my couple friends and I love being with them, but it's just a really different vibe, and I feel like there's ways in which like we can kind of no longer relate, and like ways in which I feel, I guess, for myself, just kind of childish, or like the fact that I'm still like, oh, I have a crush on this boy, I think we've been talking, but like I don't know what's gonna happen, like feels somewhat immature around those friends who are like buying houses together, you know, and like getting married, but simultaneously I want to like give myself the, I don't know, give myself the grace of like what I'm experiencing is also real. It's such a mixed bag. Like I feel simultaneously so grateful to be like on my own at this point in my life, because I'm getting to know myself really well, but like also, you know, I see people and their partners, and like I imagine being in your late 20s with a partner is a lot less scary. There's so much uncertainty at this point in life, it seems, at least for me, and you know, there's a lot of times where I'm like, I just want a buddy, you know, but all in good time, and I have, you know, a lot of people that I get to share my life with, and that's really, really important to me as well. I don't really see like romantic love as foundational for having a good life, though I do like aspire to it, doing some sort of partner at some point, but I've never really been one to like be dating a lot, or like I don't feel the need to date just to date, you know. It's kind of not me. But I don't know. My Scorpio enemies to lovers situation continues on, and it becomes more perilous by the day, because I recently told like a lot of our mutual friends about the channel, so if you're here, what up? But I worry a bit about gossiping too much with you, though that is my desire of my heart, you know. But I thought the crush had been laid to bed, honestly, and then Venus retrograde came and smacked me across the face. And now I don't know what is going on, because there's the kind of reality check of the situation of like, we don't live in the same place. But I've never been realistic. And I think there's something so romantic about being unrealistic. And like, I think I also have this perception of scary to put yourself in a position where you could get hurt, but I don't know. I think isn't that the risk you take engaging in like any vulnerability? I'm not sure. I'm not certain. The uncertainty really freaks me out. We've now started talking on the phone on the weekends, which is like a new development that kind of freaked me out, because up until that point I feel like there was this kind of plausible deniability, this like, well, I could just be making up our connection in my head. And now that excuse me, now that I feel like that kind of boundary has been crossed between like us just hanging out when we're together and now like talking when we're not together, it affirms something in me of like, oh well, like we are as close as I feel, and that might just be friendship, and that'd be okay, though disappointing, but it would be okay. I like being his friend, but it just smacks of something different, you know? But it freaks me the fuck out, I'll be real. I don't know. There's so much that's so uncertain, and part of me just wants to tell him how I feel, kind of to be done with it. But I don't know. That's scary too. And I don't even think the thing that I'm scared of is him rejecting me. That would be okay, because then I would know. I'd be like, oh, now we're friends again, cool. What I'm scared of is the alternative. Because those are uncharted waters, baby. I feel like I've been on this, I don't want to say journey because that's fucking corny, but like this process of like learning bravery, and bravery used to feel a certain way to me. It used to feel like, do you know that moment where you like, I mean, I guess when you tell someone how you feel about them, or like when you do something kind of reckless brave, it's easy to be recklessly brave when things are easy. And that bravery looks so different when things are hard. I don't know. When like bravery is not, when bravery has to be a daily practice, like the huge acts of bravery I'm willing to undertake are like minimal. You know, like the emotional cliffs I'm willing to throw myself off are small ones. They're not cliffs. They're like a couple feet, you know. But this is kind of unresolving. Last year, at the beginning of 2022, I'd written in my journal, and I'd written how I wanted to be brave. I had just gotten rejected by someone who I adored, and I was just really recovering from that. I was really trying to like piece myself back together after that, but I knew that from that I didn't want to get like old and sad and weird, you know. I didn't want to like be afraid of feeling or of sharing how I feel or of loving or of any of that, because it was like in the moment where I put it out on the line, I felt so much myself. I felt so alive. I felt so aligned, you know. And I didn't want to lose that. And so I had written in my journal, like, I just want to keep being brave this year. Because I'd really, even though, you know, he at that point was like, that's not how I see this. I was so proud of myself for being brave. I was so proud of myself. And so all of 2022, all I wanted to do was be brave. And I think I was wildly brave. I did things that I didn't think that I could do. I had experiences I didn't really think that I would have. It was a really, really cool year. It was such a gift. And I jokingly said on New Year's Eve this past year, I was like, I don't want to be fucking brave anymore. Like, I want to be a coward this year. And I was joking. But I also think there's like some, like yin and yin and yang energy. And that like when I was being brave, I felt like I had to throw myself off the emotional cliff so that other people would see me, would love me, would like, you know, to be able to receive, I had to just stick my fucking neck out. And I think when I reflected on saying that I wanted to be a coward this year, I wanted to learn how to receive. And this year has taught me that in absolute fucking spades. It's really uncomfortable for me. It's really uncomfortable for me. It's really uncomfortable for me to say that it's uncomfortable for me. Yeah. I don't exactly know how this was tied to what I was talking about before, but in the vein of a ramble, we'll just keep going. Oh, learning to receive is so tricky. Oh, I realize my melatonin has also been hitting me. That is why I'm getting sleepy. I was like, damn, I'm getting sleepy and spacey. Receiving. Tricky. Looks really different from jumping off emotional cliffs. So my themes this year have been like cowardice, learning to receive, not cowardice, promise, and like holding duality, because I think so much of my bravery the year prior had relied on a kind of unilateral thinking, like, and I've mentioned this maybe before, but like the idea was like, if it isn't a hell yes, it's a hell no. But that's so unilateral. It's so polar. Or so many things in real life, and this is so unsatisfying to say to you, and this is probably unsatisfying also love the kind of like the spell of the unspoken. And that might be a little crazy. That might be like a little like, girl, are you talking to your therapist about it? Don't worry, I am. But there's something so magical in the moment. The moments of like flirting and like getting to know someone and wondering like, do they feel the same way about me as I feel about them, and how do I feel about them, and like they did this thing and they said this thing, and how did that make me feel, and all of those things. It's so beautiful. That's so corny of me to say, but like it is just, it's fun. I remember the last person I was involved with, I remember the first time we kissed, I was like pretty high. That's probably a good side note for the fact that while we were kissing, all I could think about was how I was sad. Not that we were kissing, but like that now we were on the other side of like, oh, okay, so we are both feeling this, you know, like, and I think because I've spent so much more time on like this side of that bridge, right, like not the cross, like I've been in my fair share of like relationships, but I think a lot more of my time recently has been spent on the like, ooh, what is this kind of side of it, and I'm fond of it. I am. And there's probably a lot you can read into that, and I would urge you not to. But in any case, this has been a real deep dive into like my soul and my mind at this moment. All to say, things are going along. It's the end of summer. I'm really craving the structure of like going back to school, you know, in the fall. I'm so used to teaching and being in school at the end of the summer always. I love the like unexpectedness of summer, the like joyfulness and the like outwardness, the kind of like ebullience, you know, the like really sparkly nature of summer. But it's overwhelming as fuck, and I crave going back to school. I do, you know, like September comes and I'm like, we have to go back to school, but like secretly I am like getting my little folders organized, and I'm like getting all my pencils and like getting my shit together and ready to just like work over the winter. And obviously then like days into that I'm regretting wanting it, but there is something about that transition where I feel like I'm really craving that structure. I feel like I'm really craving that like that feeling, and this is my first year not going back to school or work this fall, and it's weird. It's weird. Excuse me. I'm getting distracted by the texture on the bottom of the sponge. Maybe that's my indication that it's time to go to bed, because I'm getting sleepy. I hope you're getting sleepy too. I have to go on a real deep dive into my psyche. But I hope you're doing well. Thanks for listening to my little meal scramble ramble. I'll be thinking of you and wishing you well as we make our way into the Virgo season